August is Virginia Craft Beer Month, and all month long we're visiting breweries from around the Shenandoah Valley to learn more about brewing in our area. On this episode of the Bussells Brew, I visit Seven Arrows Brewing Company in Waynesboro. Aaron and Melissa Allen moved to the Shenandoah Valley from Indiana in 2008 when Aaron got a job at the Molson Coors Brewing Company. But after growing tired of the corporate lifestyle, they knew it was time for a change. After quickly falling in love with the area, Aaron and Melissa looked to start brewing on their own.
We came out to the area and fell in love with the area. And being complete nerds as we are, we essentially put 3 or 4 pins on a map, drew kind of 45-minute drive circles, and where they intersected, that's where we were going to look for a house. Just happened to be in Fishersville, just down the road a little bit. And from that time, we're just like, this place is awesome. We don't want to leave. And as my career grew at Coors, that's when we knew it was time to go off on our own and start our own thing.
And in 2014, Aaron and Melissa made the dream a reality with the opening of Seven Arrows Brewing Company. An avid learner of Native American philosophy, Aaron came up with the name Seven Arrows from an old Native American blessing.
In my 20s and early 30s, I spent a lot of time doing a lot of wilderness survival stuff. Really, a lot of the Native American philosophy stuff really resonated with me. And in that time, one of the things that I learned about was you would say a prayer, say before a pipe ceremony or a sweat lodge, and it was a prayer to the Seven Arrows, which were the Creator, the Earth, each one of the 4 directions, and then it ended again at the Creator. So you got the Creator twice, then totaling all of your 7 arrows. And again, it was something that was tremendously meaningful to me, and then Melissa just went along and supported me on that. Plus it sounds cool.
While the dream to open their own brewery one day looked destined to happen somewhere else, new state laws that allowed retail sales of beer at breweries and their growing love for the area allowed Aaron and Melissa to call the Shenandoah Valley their permanent home.
You know, when we moved out here 15 years ago, really, you know, we wanted to stay in brewing. We wanted to open our own brewery, but that vision looked more like moving to Colorado at that time. But as we stayed here longer, this became the place where we grew roots. It offers a reward that you just don't get working in say, a corporate environment. You know, while that does have its rewards and challenges, there's something, you know, deeper and something much more personal when it's you delivering on one of your own dreams.
When Seven Arrows Brewing Company opened almost a decade ago, Aaron and Melissa did not just open a brewery. They started a community that they both could not have imagined.
We came from thinking, hey, we're just going to do this thing that he's passionate about, and we're just going to, you know, build this brewery. But what we've done is we've built this like family, this community of people that know that they can come in here and hang out and talk to the bartenders and, you know, check on us. We can check on them. We know what's going on with them. And it's just like this cool extension that I honestly just don't think I saw coming. It's become more than just a passion project or something cool to do or, you know, a way to make a living. It's become like this fun environment of a family that we get to see every day and be a part of.
August is Virginia Craft Beer Month, and all month long we're visiting breweries from around the Shenandoah Valley to learn more about brewing in our area. On this episode of the Bussells Brew, I visit Brew Brewing Company in Elkton. Nestled right down the road from Massanutten Resort, Brew Brewing Company has been serving beers and laughs to people for over 2 years. But Brew wasn't always just a brewery. They started as a comedy tour.
So originally we had started actually as a brewery tour company. It was called Brew Comedy Tours. We put a comedian on a tour bus, toured craft breweries, and then we'd finish with a partner restaurant and a comedy show to feature young comedians. I decided, moving from that, hey, love making beer, let's try and do that. So that's why I decided to keep the name, and then I actually kind of built the brand around the motto, which is because bad beer is no laughing matter.
A veteran of the United States Army, founder Pete Bussells says he wanted to combine beer and comedy because of the uniqueness to it.
It's something different. You know, a lot of breweries do trivia. We'll eventually get into that. We'll eventually get back into more games and stuff too. But I mean, if you're already having a good time with a beer, why not have good beer and have a good laugh?
When asked about what made him want to open a brewery, Bussells said because he wanted to create a community where people could have a good time while having a good laugh.
For me, I mean, it's about people. So, you know, a lot of people will say stuff, oh, there's so many craft breweries out there. You know, what makes you different? You know, why are you doing this? Is it people, they enjoy good times.
Brew Brewing Company is part of a small community of small businesses named Village of the Valley, which include places to eat like Thirsty's Craft Burgers, Gojiwa Korean Barbecue, and the merger of Squirrely's Ice Cream and Nuts About Coffee, which is owned by Pete's wife, Megan.
We have a lot of businesses here, so when people come here, they ask about food. Yes, we have food. We have a wide variety, which is part of the reason why we don't have food trucks out here, because we don't need them. Another thing to add is we're also veteran-owned and operated. Not only the business, but the entire property as well.
By inviting young comedians to come do stand-up comedy, Brouhaha offers plenty of weekend entertainment while serving their beer. But whatever you do, do not ask what the Wi-Fi password is.
People always ask about Wi-Fi. You know what? You're here, interact with your family, interact with your friends. So I have a sign up that says, pretend it's 1995. Don't ask for the Wi-Fi code because we're not going to give it. So it's just about people getting together.
August is Virginia Craft Beer Month, and all month long we're visiting breweries around the Shenandoah Valley to learn more about brewing in our area. On this episode of the Bussells Brew, I visit Redbeard Brewing Company in Stanton. About 15 years ago, Jonathan Wright began home brewing and discovered that he had a knack for it. So when he and his family decided to move back to Stanton 12 years ago, he wanted to make a career change out of it.
I began home brewing about 15 years ago and just kind of had a knack for it, and people liked what I was doing. And when we moved back here to Stanton 12 or so years ago, I just decided to make a career change. I was already self-employed and had been for quite some time, and this is just kind of the direction we decided to go.
Although Jonathan was fully on board with the change, he quickly learned that it would be a bigger investment than he had anticipated.
At first I thought I was going to save money, and then it actually turned out that it was very expensive because you had to buy a bunch of crap, and every so often it went wrong and you had nothing, and then you had all that crap that you'd bought and you didn't know exactly what to do with it at that point. So really, to begin with, I was broke and was trying to save a couple of bucks, and then I ultimately realized that if that was actually going to be the end game, I had to make a lot more than 5 gallons at a time, and because I had to buy, because of economies of scale, buying things in bulk, that sort of stuff. So I started doing that, and that's kind of really how we ended up here.
Amanda Clark, who manages the brewery, started working at Red Beer shortly after they opened when she moved back home from Los Angeles, and says she loves how the job lets her get involved with the community.
I think he makes some of the best beer in the area, and so I fell in love with it, and love that it's a family-run, owned and operated business, and that it's a small business, and I love that it's in downtown Stanton, which is my hometown. So I feel, working here especially, I feel like I'm part of the community and get to deliver a good product to people and bring joy to people, and get to plan events, and it's just a place people can come and have fun and relax and have a good time, and I like to be a part of that.
When asked where the name Redbeard came from, it turned out to be more personal than anticipated.
Well, when I actually got out into the sun a lot more, my own beard was bleached red from sun. So it was named after me to begin with. I've had companies named Redbeard for almost 20 years. It started off with the Redbeard Industries and a couple of different businesses that I operated under the Redbeard Industries moniker. And then once we came here, I just stuck with it to Redbeard Brewing. I do have a red-headed son, so if he ever decides to take up the mantle, there will be an actual ginger kind of running things. But yeah, like I say, to begin with, I got to spend a lot more time outside, and my beard looked different.
Wright believes that while brewing has changed over time, what hasn't changed is local breweries helping bring communities together, especially in the Shenandoah Valley.
You know, that's changed a lot over the years. The main thing it usually continues to mean in most places is a sense of community and connection to where the brewery is located. You think of a lot of the towns throughout the valley have at least one spot that the locals can tend to think of as theirs, and I would say that that's probably the strongest connection that all of us have here, is that most of us are here to serve a smaller local community and not trying to distribute out west of the Mississippi.
And while we celebrate Virginia Craft Beer Month, Redbeard Brewing Company is also celebrating a milestone this month.
It's our 10-year anniversary, so Redbeard has been in business for 10 years this year, so it's pretty cool that we've been serving big beers for 10 years.
Redbeard will have live music on Saturday, August 26th to celebrate a decade of serving Stanton in the Shenandoah Valley. For more information on events, visit redbeardbrews.com.